Well, to get more on all of this, we're joined now by Imanuel Ginting, who is World Vision's Cambodia's National Director. He joins us from Phnom Penh. Thank you so much for being with us here on Al Jazeera. First of all, can you just give us a scale of this latest round of fighting and I guess the impact that it is having on everyone there living on both sides of the border?
Thank you for having World Visions, Alan. It's very frightening and people are fear. Remember, many of these people returned to their lives after October late or the signing of the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accord and children back to school. So at this moment, the last 48 hours are very intense and we anticipate more intense with the sounds of explosions and also the airstrikes. So people start to flee their home as soon as they can to safer zones. As your reporter mentioned, it's not just Oda Menjera, 6 provinces now affected, and people fleeing for what they have to the safer zone, to the evacuation centers.
Yeah, well, we heard the fighting is moving so quickly that some of the camps and evacuation centres themselves had to be evacuated. I mean, how do you keep a handle on where to set up your operations, given just how fast things are changing on the ground?
The government has set up about 60 evacuation centres, and last time we heard is that about 35,000 people. And clearly, there are a lot of unmet needs. World Visions is on the ground, and we start deploying our team to start do a rapid assessments. But we also starting to set up a child-friendly space first for the children, and we're working with the Humanitarian Response Forum here in Cambodia and local government to provide some support, especially a tent. As what you said is a makeshift tent, and people need shelter. We also provide some support on clean water and sanitation facilities. And as many of these people, especially children, elderly people, women, and people with disabilities, experiencing a traumatic experience since late July, and this happened again. So psychosocial support, also part of our support response to these affected communities so far.
Yeah, it must be truly terrifying, especially for young people. You mentioned unmet needs, and in the world of aid and relief organisations at the moment, things are very tight financially. I mean, if this conflict carries on and spreads even further, how's that going to impact your resources and what World Vision is actually able to do?
Thank you. I think, first of all, we like also to give appreciation to the local government, but also the generous public, that since July has been pouring a lot of resources. However, we recognize with the significant needs at this moment, this is 48 hours, the speed of the support has been less than the speed of the needs on the ground. So World Vision also try to mobilize resources both in Cambodia and beyond Cambodia to provide complementary support to the local government. I think the local government has been stretched out, but at the same time, we also have confidence with the humanitarian communities in Cambodia helping ends to this very challenging time.
Now, we've heard that World Vision's own staff and their families have been affected in this. They obviously can't help people if they themselves need assistance. So where does that leave things?
It's true. So we have evacuated about 35 of our staff from 5 projects across the border, and they also bring about 35 family members to the safest places like in Banti Minche, Siem Reap, and Pripyat. However, World Vision also have a part of the National Disaster Management Team that we can mobilize beyond the province to come and support, while we can also taking care of our staff directly affected, not just for the essential needs and temporary accommodations, but many of them experience very traumatic experience. And I think we also pay equally attention to our staff as well as those in needs at this time.
Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you talking with us. That is Imanuel Ginting from World Vision.